To the south now, where the Imo State government says it's ready to confront criminals and their sponsors in renewed efforts to rid the state of anything that threatens the security of lives and property. Governor Hope Uzodinma, who presented 100 vehicles and gadgets to the state security team Operation Search and Flush, says the Imo State government is committed to the protection of citizens and a statutory function of his administration.
We can never be intimidated by criminals, bandits, hoodlums, and their sponsors. It also reaffirms our commitment to the protection of lives and property of all citizens of the state, including those on transit. These vehicles and the equipment being donated today by our administration are eloquent testimony to our resolve to confront and combat criminality headlong. Furthermore, we will continue in our quest to support security agencies and strengthen their capacity for quick response to procure more equipment. I'm also declaring a zero tolerance for crime in Imo State. From now onwards, Imo State shall be no-go area for criminals. We'll take the war to their kindreds. We'll go to their hamlets. We'll get to their hideouts. We shall smoke them out.
Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, Southeast Nigeria, speaking there on security and challenges and how to face them. Well, joining us now for an in-depth analysis on the security situation in Nigeria, as well as sustained calls for restructuring, is an academic and researcher on governance issues. He's Dr. Tony Agbons. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's really good to be here.
Great.
And I want to quickly send my high commendation to the management and the entire team of Arise News TV. You guys are setting the bar.
Thank you very much. Well, a good place to start would be your opinion piece titled, "Seek ye first the kingdom of restructuring." And I think every believer, every Christian understands where that comes from. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and everything will be added unto you. So you're saying, seek ye first the kingdom of restructuring, where you talked about failed promises of restructuring and how that can fix the problem. But my question to you really is, would restructuring fix the myriad of challenges in Nigeria? And if that is the case, there have been several interpretations given to restructuring by different people. What really should restructuring be?
Yeah, thank you very much for that very intelligent question. Restructuring, means a lot to different people. But I'm just going to put it in a very simple language so that people will really get to understand. What do you restructure? When you have a structure or you have a system that is not working, that is archaic, that is outdated, that is when you carry out restructuring. In the Nigerian political space, when we talk of restructuring, the mind of many people go to the breakup of Nigeria. The mind of many people go to crisis happening in Nigeria. But this actually is not the case. The restructuring some of us agitate and that some of us advance is in two different ways. And I'm just going to talk about them, maybe as we go in this interview. One is political and the other is mindset. You will agree with me that Nigeria, as we currently operate, is not working. It is not working, except we are deceiving ourselves. So when you have a system that is not working, like other countries have done globally, you go back to the drawing board, if you have one, you sit down and take a look, and then you decide to make changes. I must say that if we continue the bogus pseudo-unitary system that we call a federal system we practice in Nigeria now, the country is going to end up in the abyss. This is hard talk, but we have to say the truth the way it is. So when we talk about restructuring, we are talking of proper federalism. We borrowed this federal system from the United States. Even our close neighbor here, the Ghanaians, they have a system, a regional system that is very, very well restructured, and things are working. So, but us with 36 states that are like an octopus, always going cap in hand to the center in Abuja, government to government, we've been on this road since 1999 to 2007, 2011, 2015, and now we are heading towards 2023. For me, I believe that if this country is not restructured, what we are seeing now is just a tip of the iceberg.
Okay, still on your article that my colleague referred to, you make certain statements, and I just want to refer to them. You say that the elastic limit of our shared nationhood is now set to almost defy Hooke's law. And then you say the level of apprehension and uncertainty among the citizenry is set to an all-time arterial bursting level. Now, for the sake of those who say that people such as yourself might be raising the volume of emergency and danger because for the past 10 years, we've been hearing that Nigeria is on the brink. Are we now on the brink of the brink? And if so, what indices do you use to define the level of emergency we're in now?
Yeah, thank you very much. The article you referred to there, I just try as much as possible to say it as it is. Where we are now as a nation, we just need to, face the truth. My late grandfather, God bless his soul, he used to say that the journey that lies has been traveling for many years. He said one day truth will catch up with it. I think the truth has finally caught up with Project Nigeria. So when I alluded to Hooke's law, Nigeria is at a breaking limit. I'm not trying to sound alarmist. I am a very high optimist of the Nigerian state. I believe so much in Nigeria, and I believe we can really make it together, but we need to sound some of these alarm bells so that our political elite, who seem so detached from reality, probably they will come to their senses and know that despite the fact that they are enjoying the perks of office, they need to know that they will continue to enjoy it. Nigerians will continue to enjoy Nigeria if there is a Nigeria to enjoy. So the country is at a breaking limit. There's high level of insecurity. There's ethnic agitation in the north, in the south, in the west. Our constitution does not allow for state policing, so you'll find out that regions of the country and state government are now having their own vigilante group just to secure the people. The level of insecurity is at an all-time high. So that is exactly what I stated there. So we can all feel it. We can all sense that things are not really normal. So in an abnormal situation like this, we need to really sit back. We need to evaluate our position. We need to understand that desperate situations require desperate measures.
Okay. So you mentioned constitution in that your response. And I'd like to ask this question, because some people say the problem is the constitution itself. It has outlived its usefulness. And, the coinage of we the people was not actually we the people. It was not by the people. So the problem is the constitution and not restructuring. Do you agree?
I think the constitution we all know was quickly put together by the military, General Abdul Salam, when they were living in 98, 99. It was already done. We all know that. I think few men in the the Armed Forces Ruling Council as at that time, they just hurriedly put it together, they printed it. So despite it is having we the people, it is not really a people's constitution. And I must say, actually, that constitution in every part of the world, it evolves. Even the Americans, they still amend. The British, they don't even have a written constitution. So, but it is the framework and the language of a constitution that set a people aright. Ours is really, really lopsided. It is skewed. It is not fair. The people had no input in it. So these are some of the things I will expect that our current National Assembly, these are the things they should be looking at. But they are not. They are just looking the other way. So these are some of the things they will look at. The amendment they keep saying they'll be doing. We are having, I think this is the 9th National Assembly. It is unending. They never get there. We never reach consensus. So some of these things are some of the issues that are really bedeviling our nationhood, and that is, pushing our nation to the abyss.
Okay, still continuing with that tangent of thought that my colleague raised. You seem to be agreeing by your response that there is a multifactorial approach to solving the problem of Nigeria, even though your article is titled CQ First, Restructuring, essentially. So I'm just preferring certain things that you might want to consider alongside restructuring. There's the issue of the citizens' orientation, issue of ethnic configuration, and the Constitution. So do you concede that we may be looking at a multifactorial cure rather than a one shoe fits all?
Absolutely. It is multi-factorial. There are a lot of indices, there are a lot of indicators that we need to put together. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this talk, we restructure, we practice true federalism like it's done in other federal systems across the world. And then, the very significant aspect of it is the mental reset of the citizenship. Going to school in Benin City in the 80s and 90s, we were studying civics education. So as the citizens, we all need to have a mental reset. We need to know when to, make our I can't even use the word leaders now, I'm really struggling with that. We need to make our rulers, accountable. We need to be involved in the system. This idea of it doesn't concern me, sit don't look attitude, this apathy we have to politics, this apathy we have to governance, from the citizens' point of view, it needs to stop. We all have to, throw in our heart, we need to be part of the system, because we cannot bring the change we desire in Nigeria if we stay away and just say, oh, now them go do them, using the common pidgin parlance. So we all need to be involved. So the citizens, we all need to be involved. And I've been talking to a lot of people on the street. I ask questions. I know everybody is scampering for survival, trying to make ends meet. Yes, that is true. But beyond that, we need to get involved in our local politics, from the ward, local government level. The people need to rise up as a movement. And I have example, like what happened in my state where I come from, in Edo. The Edo people stood tall and said, no, the status quo, we have to change it. And Edo people, like in the last election in Edo State, they stood against the powers that be, and the government that the Edo people wanted came to be. So if the Edo people can do that in a state, this same thing can be replicated at the national level. Enough of this apathy, enough of this I'm not interested attitude that we always put up. So the Nigerian people, we owe our nation that duty. It's a civic duty.
Indeed. Well, Dr. Agbons, the National Assembly is currently reviewing the 1999 Constitution as well as the Electoral Act at the moment. We hope that those clamoring for restructuring, such as yourself, may be at least pacified by this attempt, the latest attempt. But thank you so much for being on Newsday today. Much appreciated.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much.